Obviously, it goes without saying that using something like a deepfake for fraud is a serious issue. That's totally reasonable. But would there be an allowance within this bill for, say, parody or political satire, things of that nature?
There is. I mean, the intention is never to deal with parody, and within the proposed bill, it's set out very clearly for the purposes that's intended. So if it's with the intention of trying to sell a product or advertise a product or an event or a political cause without the person's consent, and where the intention is knowingly to cause harm, then in those circumstances it becomes an offence, because the balance has to be struck, and you're right, between free speech and ensuring parody and comedy, and there have been plenty of funny deepfakes, but the question then comes to when it becomes quite serious, and indeed where it can damage an individual's reputation.
As I say, it goes without saying that it will be a serious issue if somebody was to use a deepfake to try and fraudulently promote a product or any of the things we're talking about, but wouldn't that already be against the existing rules? Like, would you not get in trouble for that now if you were to take, say, just a static image of the Taoiseach and say he endorses my product when he actually doesn't and never said any such thing? Could you not be held to task for that? I know, I appreciate this is making it a standalone offence, but what I mean, is it not redundant?
Arguably that is the case, but for anybody who has had to try and pursue some of the companies to date, and by the way, we're not just talking about the Taoiseach, because we would know, and Erin and I have dealt with cases of individuals where this has happened, and there are serious questions about whether the law is strong enough. So we want to make it very clear in terms of protecting individuals. There are also a lot of rights for musicians and creatives about protecting their intellectual property as individuals as well. I also think, quite frankly, and the reason we're bringing this legislation in is to help to start the debate. We need to start to talk about how AI is transforming the positive and the negative aspects of all areas of our society. We've seen instances, for instance, in the US where in the US and Canada, where because of voice activation banking and where people rely on people's voices, people have been defrauded as a result of that. So this is about trying to put the underpinning legislation in place to deal with some of those challenges. Look, I'm perfectly happy if people have recommendations to improve the legislation, but this is happening and we've got to address it.
Absolutely.